Welcome to Asian American Life. I'm your host, Ernabel Demillo. Today we're at the New York Botanical Garden where Japanese contemporary artist Yayoi Kusama brings her art to life in Kusama, Cosmic Nature. This long-anticipated exhibit features her works throughout the garden's 250-acre landscape. Take a look. Call it a pop of whimsical delights. After 3 years in the making and delayed because of COVID-19, visitors can finally check out Kusama's Cosmic Nature. The immersive installations by the 92-year-old artist are inspired by her lifelong fascination with the natural world. You'll find some of her most famous works, like Starry Pumpkin nestled inside the garden's conservatory, and some making their debut, including the 16-foot yellow dancing pumpkin and the red tentacled aluminum sun, I Want to Fly to the Universe. Now, here's a roundup of some of our favorite stories this past season. Healthcare heroes honoring Filipino nurses on the front line. Plus, we celebrate the life and legacy of award-winning photographer Corky Lee. Spicing up cuisines from around the world. And the joy of cooking with Granny. This and more on Asian American Life. They don't often make the news, but this year, nurses made headlines as the unsung heroes of the pandemic. It has been an especially challenging time for Filipino nurses. I spoke to several who shared their stories with me. For frontline nurses, it felt like a battle zone.
There were moments of depression and anxiety because you did see so much more than you were anticipating. And I know many people have heard this before, that there are some nurses who have been in the military and they've compared it to, battle zones.
Miguel Salbavaro, known as Miggy to his friends, was called up to work at Elmhurst Hospital Center in March 2020, at the time the country's epicenter of COVID-19. He revealed to us that it was so bad at one point he had suicidal thoughts.
For me, my focus right now, I am raising a mental health awareness because I am speaking from my experience. I actually was recovering from a suicide attempt due to this pandemic. So this is really personal for me.
For the Filipino American nursing community and their families, it has been a year filled with heartbreak. Tribute pages and memorials like the one created by the website Kanlungan illustrate the toll the pandemic has had. According to the National Nurses United Union, 1/3 of nurses who died from COVID between March and September 2020 were Filipino.
There has been an incredible, disproportionate, and devastating toll on Filipino nurses in the United States during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Catherine Siniza Choi is author of Empire of Care, Nursing and Migration in Filipino American History. Since 1960, over 150,000 Filipino nurses have migrated to the U.S., and this number does not include U.S.-born Filipino Americans who choose nursing as a profession.
As a result of this migration of Filipino nurses specifically, they have comprised really the largest group of foreign-trained nurses in the United States. So that's the reason why there's so much focus on Filipino nurses.
Nursing's history in the Philippines began during U.S. colonialism from 1898 to 1946, a story recently told in the documentary The Strength of Many, highlighting the contributions of Filipino nurses and their leadership with the National Nurses United Union.
So let me ask you this. Whose hospital? Our hospital. Whose patients? Our patients.
One of the most important legacies of that colonial relationship was the implementation of Americanized education in the Philippines, and specifically the creation under US colonialism of an Americanized training hospital system that trained Filipino nurses in an Americanized nursing curriculum, and then also trained them to have fluency in the English language.
U.S. hospitals actively recruited Filipino nurses to fill shortages, especially in inner-city hospitals. Zenaida Magnay-Banzon, now the executive director of nursing at Queens Hospital, arrived in New York during the height of the AIDS pandemic.
I've been to so many crises, health crisis, and community crisis, health crisis situation.
Potri Rancamanes was recruited by the now shuttered Cabrini Medical Center to work with AIDS and HIV patients.
If you will see Filipino nurses, they don't complain. We don't complain. We always look at our patient as us, like the prism. I think that's a training of the Filipinos, that our compassion has gone beyond the dollar. We even forget about salary just to take care of a patient.
Today, both women are on the front lines of COVID. For Magnay-Banzon, it has been a frustrating year, not only worrying about the spread of COVID, but of misinformation.
Never to this magnitude that the public has no trust in the health experts. That simple initiative such as putting masks is hard to do, which could save lives.
COVID-19 has also taken a toll on the mental health of nurses. According to a recent study, 93% of healthcare workers are experiencing stress, not only worried about their own health, but their families.
Every frontline worker has that burden of coming home and thinking, like, could I be the one to cause their illness, which is a terrible guilt and shame and weight to carry with you.
What's helping you get through all this?
Definitely having the support system, being able to talk about it out loud to coworkers, to my family members, especially my husband, just having the outlet, and then taking small steps, being cognizant of what emotions are coming to me.
Salbavaro, who is back on the front lines after taking a few months' leave, is urging other health workers not to ignore the signs.
For all the New Yorkers out there, Filipino nurses, everyone, we have a lot of resources here in New York City. You can seek help if you feel like you're burning out.
Advocates say the health of our nurses is an urgent public matter, not just for the Filipino community, but for everyone.
We need to care for Filipino nurses, for the future of Filipino Americans, for the survival of all Americans.
I'm Ernabel Demillo for Asian American Life.
Corky Lee often said that his camera was his sword to fight racism and inequality. And for 50 years, he wielded that sword to give Asian Americans representation and justice, one photograph at a time.
Okay.
When he passed away in January at the age of 73 from complications of COVID, Corky Lee left behind an extraordinary and important body of work covering the past half-century of Asian American history.
I think that a single photograph resonates longer in people's memory. The photographs give Asian American kids a visibility about their culture and about the history of Asians in this country. And that's my primary mission.
Born and raised in Queens, New York, Corky studied American history at Queens College.
We read in the history books that America's a nation of immigrants. I just want to say that Asians in this country are part and parcel of a much larger picture.
But that picture, he noticed from an early age, often excluded Asian Americans.
The seed was originally planted in junior high school when I saw that photograph of the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869. I had read in the history book that there were thousands of Chinese that worked on the railroad, and I said, well, Jesus, if there's a celebratory photograph, there must be, let me count how many Chinese, right? Because there's like photographic proof, that term. So I looked and I couldn't see any. I went and bought a magnifying glass, still could not see any. I thought, well, where are the Chinese?
On the 145th anniversary of the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad, Corky helped to reenact the Promontory Summit photo, this time including descendants of the Chinese railroad workers and other Asian Americans. He called his work Photographic Justice, and it spoke to his activism.
The purpose was for Chinese Americans to reclaim part of their history. But in doing so, they're reclaiming American history that's basically been omitted or denied our participation. And that was the first major contribution to making America great.
I got to know Corky in the 1990s when we were both active in the New York chapter of the Asian American Journalists Association. He was a friend and a mentor, a photojournalist who would faithfully show up with his camera at every community rally, gala, health fair, protest march, and of course, it wouldn't be a parade without Corky taking photos of the dancers, musicians, and marchers. You could count on Corky to capture the celebrations and struggles of everyday Asian Americans that might otherwise have gone unnoticed. In 1975, Corky's photograph of a Chinese-American man named Peter Yu, who'd been beaten by police in New York's Chinatown, wound up on the cover of the New York Post and sparked protests against police brutality by Chinatown residents.
The image was so shocking to a wide audience because people have never seen Chinese protesting police brutality.
He went on to photograph what would become iconic images of Asian American activism in the battle for civil rights, people demanding justice, fair wages, jobs, and equality, all the way up to the recent protests against anti-Asian racism in the wake of COVID. But Corky also made time to chronicle the everyday lives of ordinary people, shining a light on Asian Americans in their workplace and community.
Now, this photograph is more photo documentation, okay?
Throughout his life, Corky was passionate about teaching and inspiring others to take up the call of photographic justice.
I'm just one person that's trying to do this. If there are more people, if I encourage more people to go out there to take more photographs of Asian Pacific Americans, it becomes a tsunami wave that they can't deny.
Photographer, activist, mentor, and friend, now a legend. Corky Lee's legacy will live on through his photographs and the people he has inspired for generations to come. Kyung Yoon, Asian American Life.
Amsam is a Vietnamese phrase that means rowdy and noisy, an appropriate name for a company that isn't shy about bringing culturally uncompromised Asian flavors to your home.
Korean bulgogi, Thai lab, Filipino sisig. Imagine cooking your favorite eat-out Asian dishes at home. That's a concept behind Asian meal starters from startup Amsam.
So Amsam is a proud and loud Asian food brand. We craft what we call starters, which are little pouches filled with all of the aromatics, spices, seasonings, and oils that you would need for a specific Asian dish.
First-generation Vietnamese-American sisters Kim and Vanessa Pham co-founded Amsam with a desire to be represented.
Growing up, we didn't feel particularly seen or heard in this, ethnic aisle in most mainstream grocery stores.
Instead, the Pham sisters found diluted Asian flavors not representative of the fastest growing population in the country, which makes up a major buying force.
Really wanted to build a company very intentionally that really reclaims and celebrates not just Asian flavors and cuisines, but stories and communities.
The sister stories start as daughters of Vietnamese refugees who end up rediscovering their roots as adults.
We grew up in Boston in a town that was 98% white. I think for a long time, there was definitely a bit of shame associated with my heritage and my culture. And it wasn't probably until I think around college that I truly stepped into the power and the beauty and the legacy of being a Vietnamese American woman.
A perspective that inspires the sisters to stay true to their vision.
Restaurants have done all this incredible work to educate the American palate on real deal Asian flavors. And so we were like, wow, the time is so ripe to really kind of create a product that honors these communities and cuisines.
And in doing so, the Pham sisters struck up a collaboration with some of those incredible restaurants and the chefs behind them, making them Amsam's tastemakers. Nicole Ponseca of Jeepney, Jimmy Lee of Madame Vo, and the brothers behind Fish Cheeks, to name a few.
So these are all, first generation or immigrant folks, very much like us, who have cut their teeth in these cuisines and, have opened restaurants, written cookbooks. But really on top of that, aside from just being experts, right, they're actually really pushing the forefront of what it means to eat this cuisine in 2020.
And for these local chefs, Amsam provides a national audience selling online. Launched in May during the peak of the pandemic, the Pham sisters forged ahead in uncertain times, knowing their product would be useful to all those cooking at home, but not exactly prepared for the reception.
We sold out within 72 hours of launch. And so we were we gotta restock, because I think it just showed us that one, this Asian American community deeply deserves a brand, hopefully like ours, that is really intentional, really working hard to showcase these flavors and show them with cultural integrity. But then also I think we weren't expecting a non-Asian audience to be really excited. Folks who are hey, I have these dishes at restaurants, but I can never ever try and make them at home.
Within 2 weeks of launching, Amsam was selling in all 50 states, with over a third of sales coming from areas with lower Asian populations like the South and Midwest.
What we learned is that in these areas, there is a huge appetite for Asian cuisine, but the nearest Asian grocery store could be 45 minutes, an hour and a half.
Highlighting the key component of Amsam's allure, real deal flavors from real deal ingredients.
Over 90% of our specialty ingredients come directly from Asia, from the country of origin. So we source 5 different types of chili, because we have a Thai chili, we have a Korean chili, we have 2 different types of Chinese chilies.
Southeast Asian and East Asian sampler packs are $29 and come with 6 starter packets and easy-to-follow recipes for 3 classic Asian dishes created by Amsam's tastemaker chefs. For shopping selections, along with cutting-edge recipes and the Amsam blog, check out amsam.com. Flavors that will add spice to your life. For Asian American Life, I'm Susan Jun.
I'm Minnie Rowe. Cooking with Linja is the hottest new sensation to hit social media post-pandemic. This Japanese-American grandma with her fast-paced, highly entertaining cooking videos has captured the hearts of millions. And no one is more surprised about her fame than she is.
We're making butter paneer. Start by dribbling and slicing our onions.
There's no doubt that the star of Cooking with Linja is Lynn Davis. Her raspy voice,
Stuff them under the surface so you get that lava filling.
and her playful, oftentimes quirky sense of humor has propelled this New Jersey retired grandmother into social media stardom.
Man, this mint one's good. Linja, don't leave me. Taking me with you.
I really enjoy making these videos, so I'm all excited.
Cooking with Linja first began posting videos right after the pandemic struck. 9 months later, by December, she is raking in the views with nearly 3 million followers on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube combined.
I thought I would be the worst at this. And I think Tim and I have looked back at some of the first videos and we go, wow, I was so nervous.
World famous, #1, show-stopping, extremely tantalizing, crunchy, crispy, saucy, mouth-watering buffalo chicken wings.
In the beginning, her posts were more along the lines of what you would expect from a cooking video. But soon, they morphed into what you see today. And her followers can't seem to get enough of her, leaving comments like, "You're the coolest lady on TikTok," and "I wish this was my grandma."
I think people get better as they get older, so I'm perfectly happy being called a grandma. So,
and you are a grandma.
And I am a grandma, so.
Lynn says she never set out to become a social media star. She was happily retired after a long career at AT&T as an engineer. Every once in a while, she and her son Tim, a filmmaker, would shoot a video for a project that had been simmering on the back burner for years.
I was trying to leave something for my kids on some of their favorite recipes.
But when the pandemic struck, Tim's work dried up overnight. As a way to keep his producing skills sharp, he convinced his mom to shoot 30 videos in 30 days and then uploaded them to the internet.
So I knew she had the skill, I knew she had the personality, and like it was actually me that wasn't as good enough at my part, right? So like I had to get better at shooting and editing and everything.
At first, Tim said he tried to make everything perfect.
I tried to get like these perfect shots of the food. I tried to make sure the B-roll was like on point, the background was blurry, we had like a low aperture, like the lighting was on point and perfect.
But when their videos didn't gain much traction, he turned it around 180 degrees. Taking inspiration from his childhood watching YouTube, he kept each video to under a minute long, and he used a green screen that he credits with setting them apart from other TikTokers who primarily shoot and upload videos from their mobile devices.
I think I know better than anyone else when like I'm making the videos, like I never want them to be the same, like at all.
Meanwhile, Lynn focused on perfecting the cooking.
Like the day before, I'll make it just to make sure that it's tasty and edible, because I don't want to be posting anything that's not good for people. So,
Linja, you got this, cuz. Linja's got that dope.
Then, in July, their hard work paid off when one of their videos went viral.
He called me and he said, "Mom, it has 300,000 views." I said, "Tim, you're just pulling my leg. You're just teasing me." And he goes, "No, Mom, really. The bacon, egg, and cheese." I said, "Oh man, Tim, that's so easy. That's so simple. Who would watch this?" But then, we found, and Tim was absolutely right. The simpler, the better.
I bet no op can match this.
These days, Cooking with Linja churns out new material every other day, and Lynn cooks everything from the simple hot dog
And I'm feeling a little crazy today, so I'm gonna add some relish.
to the more elaborate sushi bites.
And salmon. You can also use chicken, steak, ground beef, or tofu.
All her videos are wildly popular. This one on how to spice up top ramen with a Thai kick garnered a whopping 9.5 million views. But contrary to popular belief that TikTok stars are raking in the dough, Tim and Lynn say not in their case.
So I see it as a long-term career instead of just like a short, get the money and get out. Have her in stores everywhere. Household name.
I think I just heard your mom's like smirk in the background.
She doesn't believe it. She doesn't believe it. But that's what I see. Like, that's what I envision.
Until then, the duo say they plan to continue their videos, educating and entertaining viewers for the unforeseeable future. And to social media hopefuls waiting for their big break, a parting word of wisdom.
Your first idea is not going to be the idea. Production is more important than perfection. The more you produce, the closer you'll get to perfection. And my mom's telling me off camera right here, don't be afraid to make mistakes. She wants me to say it.
Cooking with Linja is very much a family production. Tim's dad also helps out behind the scenes as a production assistant. Even the name Linja has a family backstory. It's not because Lynn is Japanese, but because she has 4 children who used to refer to themselves as Lynn's Ninja Turtles, hence the name Linja. I'm Minnie Rowe for Asian American Life.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's our show for now. If you want to learn more about these stories, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Asian American Life. And be sure to check out Kusama Cosmic Nature right here at the New York Botanical Garden. I'm Ernabel Demillo. Thanks so much for watching.